What it do? Listen, I'm your host B, and this is the Kimi Pod. This is my co-host.
I'm Q the Don, man.
And listen, man, we got a good one up ahead. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the topic gonna be though. We're gonna roll with it. You know what I'm saying? How was your week, my brother?
My week, let's see.
Had a busy week.
Nah, it's just like my weeks be pretty much. I'm kind of like scheduled, so my don't really too much go on during the week. But overall, this week was pretty decent. Can't complain about that. How about you?
Just to recap this week, man, I had a few things. I went check out my cousin Tuesday, this Tuesday past, and I went to a breakfast thing with some guy. Well, somebody invited me to a breakfast thing with the former quarterback Corner Shaw, and he spoke about a good bit of a whole lot of things, man. And I got a chance to meet him personally and talk with him. And then we did a thing with Walt. And
yeah,
so,
that was dope.
Yeah,
that was
so
dope.
I did a lot of networking this week, man, and really it was just a really busy week, I would say.
You know what? I actually forgot this. When you said breakfast, it reminded me we did something with the men yesterday.
Yeah,
we did a breakfast with the men. It was gathered around health. So I mean, I felt like that was pretty good, and I think it was a pretty good turnout. And I feel like the guys that was there, they got a pretty good little lesson from it.
Hey, y'all talk, what y'all talked about? Oh, you remember?
Yeah, heart health, strokes, mental health,
Good stuff.
drugs, all that kind of stuff that everybody deal with, but it's kind of always like the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to be real about it. So we had guys in there giving their testimony of, how when they made life changes, their health increased and different stuff happened for them. So I think it was very informative. And then we had guys all the way from, I think, the high school level to old men that's in there. I think my uncle about 70. Yeah. So we had a whole range of different ages in there.
Man, listen, I heard something. Somebody said this one point in time. I think from that breakfast that I went to, and I thought about this thing. He said the highest form of love, that you love your family and you love your loved ones, is prioritizing your health. And it made me thought about this thing because I'm like, sometimes your family, your parent, not your family, but your immediate family, they depend on you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And by you just doing whatever and you neglecting your health, that ain't showing a good form of love that you want to stay here long for them. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't.
So I thought about that thing.
It ain't, but also with that, they depend on you stuff. That's what leads to that a little bit.
Yeah.
I can't afford to be down. I can't afford to miss work. I can't afford to go get a checkup. I can't afford a lot of the stuff that I need to be attending to because, like you said, these people need me. But anytime when I'm like, I've done that class a few times where I've actually instructed it, and I always tell men this. I understand you busy. I understand life has a lot of things that get thrown your way. But that same job that you make sure you check into every day, if your health check out and then you check out, that job gonna have your position posted very soon after you gone.
Yeah, it's just a number.
So at the end of the day, like you said, do the due diligence for yourself and for your family. I also understand there's a fear aspect of it too. I don't want to go and find out what's wrong with me. I don't want to go and find out that there is something wrong with me. I know I've been having this pain. I know I've been dealing with this headache for weeks straight, and I'm medicating it by taking the Tylenol or whatever you take. But you're not supposed to have a headache every day. That's not normal living. You're not supposed to have all these. Now, I'm not saying anybody's going to ever go to the hospital or go be seen at their doctor's office for every little thing. That's not what we're going to do. But if something is persistent, like it's just, and then even if you don't feel anything, because a lot of things are silent killers. Blood pressure could be a silent killer. You think because your head ain't banging and your eyes ain't red, you don't have no blood pressure issues. So my thing is, do yourself the service of, going to get those checkups. And I think a lot of times as men, everything takes priority over that. But when you down bad, stuff change for you. People change on you. Like, so in order to be at your best self, like, get yourself checked out, man. It's a trip to your primary care doctor might take you 2 to 3 hours. If your job can't miss you for 2 to 3 hours, you don't need to be there anyway.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm 40 years old. I've been going to the doctor for a long time. You know what I'm saying? So I have a report from, I think most time they go back 10 years, and you can see where my numbers at. So if anything do take place in my health and is changed dramatically, then they'll know something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the benefit from just, doing your checkup. But if you went to the doctor, if you ain't went to the doctor and it been over 10, 20 years, you should expect something gonna be a little off, and the doctor gonna have to do a whole lot of stuff, and you gonna hear bad news. To be honest, it's like people neglecting their grill. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Most definitely.
I don't know how people. I had two toothaches. I had to get my wisdom tooth taken out, and then the other one is I just had to get a root canal. And man, listen, boy, I don't know how people can go throughout the day with a toothache, doctoring up on that thing, man. I know
listen,
people that do that, taking
that ain't no joke,
ibuprofen and.
Man, I had a toothache, bro, and like it wasn't a consistent toothache.
Right.
It'll hurt. I self-medicate, do what when I say self-medicate, I don't mean taking no hard drugs. That ain't what I mean. But I self-medicate, Tylenol here or there.
Tylenol.
Try to man, it got so bad one time I tried to I think it's called BC powder or something like
BC powder.
I tried that, man. Then one day I was at work, man. The junk was hurting so bad I couldn't even think. Like it's like my face was numb.
Right.
Man, I went to a dentist's office. I was a walk-in. I don't care how much it costs, man. Get this tooth out my mouth, man.
Hey, that pain. Hey, yo, that pain have you. I heard somebody say, man, it probably was a lot of people who went crazy back in the day before they even came up with a dentist, because they knew what was going on. Their tooth was hurting so bad, and it drove them crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because a toothache will drive you crazy.
It'll do that, and then you can't. And then a lot of people don't know that oral health and oral hygiene affects your heart. And I think a lot of times with us with health stuff, the gap is the education. A lot of times we're not educated on a lot of stuff. We know general stuff, but we're not educated. Like if somebody was to say, hey, systolic and diastolic when it comes to blood pressure, a lot of people don't know what that means. A lot of people don't know what that stuff indicate. We hear the numbers, but we don't know. Like, so I think part of the thing that we have to do better with is bridging the educational gap when it comes to health, because everything isn't a death sentence. Some things you just have to make changes about. Like, okay, if you're a type 1 diabetic, make some changes. And I feel like, also any type of diabetes, really, make some changes. And I'm not saying it to be gone or you won't have to get a transplant or whatever, but make some changes. And then go to the doctor for preventative measures. We always being reactive. That's in our community with the black community, where we mess up with health stuff, we always reactive. And for lay viewers that might not understand what I'm saying once you find out the problem, then we want to start doing something. Go to the doctor before a problem arises, where I can see we're like, hey man, your troponin levels might be a little bit high. So that might indicate that something's going on with your heart. We can go ahead and get a grip on it now before you in congestive heart failure. So we got to start being more proactive than we are reactive when it comes to our health. Like, so I don't even know how we got on that spiel.
No,
it needs to be said.
I want to say this part too, though, because this part right here, man, and I love it. I love that we doing the Dr. Sebi, taking herbs and stuff like that
Speak
too
on
as
it.
well. But at the same time, some of them herbs that we taking, we don't really know the other side effect. Like everything we take, it have some level of side effect. Now, if the doctor tell you, like for instance with me, and I ain't afraid to put it out there, like, high cholesterol, and my numbers ain't extremely high. It's like 15 points above where it need to be at. And so, some of the medicine, the Rheostatin that they give you, it causes muscle aches and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So basically, a family member, they told me, Brian, you need to take such and such. It's good for that. Of course you take garlic and everything else, man. You got garlic, carnivore pills that they take, fish oil pills that they call it, that you can take, right? But them things is good for you, but it don't bring down your LDL. You know what I'm saying? The LDL in your blood, the fat content, the one that clog your arteries up in your heart. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you can take certain herbs, but they don't. You know what I'm saying? It don't clean your arteries all the way out unless you change your complete diet. You know what I'm saying? A whole
Right.
complete diet, and you still need a level of fat content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So basically, I want to say this, man. You know, whatever your doctor tell you, you know, you can do other researches and stuff like that, man. But you know, again, take the medicine until you get to the point where you can use some type of alternative herbs or something like that. You know, because I did it. I took herbs and I was just taking herbs and stuff like that. And I went back to the doctor and my numbers didn't change at all. You know what I'm saying? Just being 100 about that. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to tell the individual this, but, you know, like I did it. You know what I'm saying? I changed up my food and everything else. So, and the other part is most of this stuff that we dealing with is hereditary, right? Like this is just in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? Some things that you just ain't gonna be able to, you know, like you might think you can get rid of it, but truthfully, man, this just ain't some stuff just ain't, you know, in your DNA. You know what I'm saying? You might have to take this medicine for the rest of your life, but guess what? You got your life, health, and strength, and you with your family, and you enjoying life. So, you know, taking medicine ain't necessarily a bad thing. I think it's a stigma behind taking medicine and stuff like that people feel some type of way about it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, as long as you know, like my therapist told me, like your tombstone ain't gonna say Brandon Cherry such and such, and also he took medicine for the rest of his whole life. Like it's not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, so that's why I say, like, you know, do the things that you gotta do, man. Take your health serious. Your family love you, and you love them too as well. And so you should be doing the things that you need to do in concerning your health. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie, like I prioritize that. I ain't even gonna fake, man. I prioritize that. But anyway, that's it right there. Like what you got though, Q?
Man, that great advice, by the way, too.
Yeah.
But it's something that's been plaguing my mind, and it's something called the growth gap. I named it this. It's the growth gap.
Okay.
You know, when I find myself nowadays, I'm in a place where, like, a lot of the people that I'm familiar with, a lot of the people that I grew up with, we're having a gap, and to me, it's a growth gap, and it's not a beef, it's not a issue with them per se. Right. It's just I'm going up, and y'all seem to be stationary, like, and I feel like that's something that a lot of people that starts the growth process, whatever that be, whether that be relationship-wise, business-wise, spiritual, there's this growth gap. And that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, and how lonely that growth gap actually gets. And a lot of times people look at it as like beef or whatever, but practically speaking, if you and somebody, just for an example, if you and somebody start out in first grade and they're reading books, you're reading books, you keep on reading, right. You keep on elevating. But they stay at the same reading level. They don't read no books outside of what the teacher told them to read for that first grade level. At some point, y'all gonna be so far apart that it's gonna be like, dang, we had all the same stuff, but this person is here and I'm here. Like, and so recently I've been thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, I don't really care to have the conversations and to have the relationships with the people that I always thought that I care to have the relationship with. Like, that I thought was, for lack of a better word, for lifers. It's not saying like we beefing or we're not cool or anything, but when that growth gap happens, man, that junk is like, it's a challenging thing, bro. Like, it's real challenging. Like, so for me, that's kind of like what I want to hit on today. Like, what you think about that?
I know one thing, day ones, you know what I'm saying? We speak on day ones for lifers, people that you start off with, and you know what I'm saying, you constantly, you know, tackling your goals, and you growing and you mature in certain areas, and they stay at a certain place in your life. A lot of times, we all start off at that. You know, me personally, I have a few friends that I start off like that, but me and my wife talked about it some years ago, and she always say, like, my goals is not your goals, and my goals ain't her goals. So it's like, you know, but the genuineness of an individual, you know what I'm saying, friends, like you gotta think at like what made y'all friends from the first place, you know what I'm saying? Like in my opinion, we not going to be striving for the same thing in life, man, but we still have things that we have in common that brought us together that we can kind of really joke on and laugh about, and without, you know, slating them for where they at, you know what I'm saying? But if you're like for me, it started off as, you know, being a passionate person because I love helping people, right? You know what I'm saying? Not everybody desire to be helped in that way, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, most of them that I start off with, they done went through certain things in life that, you know what I'm saying, I wouldn't understand. And, you know, sometimes it'd be that mental block in their mind too as well. Like, and going back to like therapy, because I think I could have had that mental block too though, you know what I'm saying? And we talked about this last week, man, about community, bro. Like a lot of times we don't, of course, the people that look like us and we grew up around, they don't have the level of resources or information that we can connect with, right? And we can use in our life. They have life practical things, life, you know, advice on certain things, man, which we appreciate a whole lot. But far as going to the next level, we got to put ourselves in a community, put ourselves in a space with other people who have a growing mindset, you know what I'm saying? So where you can learn and you can get in and you be the one who's soaking up information. You know what I'm saying? You take that information and take it back to your community.
See, with what you're saying, man, that's where I'm at with it. Like, for the longest, I'm pouring out. Like, and see, this is my thing with that. I understand that, you know, everybody's got their thing, or I'm not saying we all have to aspire to be even the same thing. And this ain't even a professional way. This is conversation wise, right? So if we're sitting down talking, there is no way possible that 90% of our conversation should be what it was when we were teenagers. I'm talking about the self-growth. Like, our conversations haven't changed. Like, I have a problem with that, because if I'm going up and you're still there, bro, it's going to be like that. Like, and so my thing is like, man, okay, so we go get the knowledge and we bring it back. So my thing is this: if I send you a video, like, okay, Scoop sent us a video the other day. I took the time out to watch that video and actually take notes from that video. There's a lot of people that if it's not geared, they don't want to grow, bro. It's like most people are content, and like that's the frustrating part. Like, yo, because I'm one of those type of people, bro. And anybody can fact check me on this, bro. If you're around me and I care about you and I love you, even if I don't even know you like that, bro, I'm gonna pour out everything I know. I'm gonna pour it all out. But when you're around these people and it's like, yo, they don't care. They don't have a mind and a heart to really go up. It gets to the point where, like, bro, it feel like you low key wasting your time. So like when Scoop sent us that video, bro, I made time to watch that video and take notes, because if he thought enough, because the like mindedness, if he thought enough to send it to me, he thought it was value in that. And once I actually sat down and watched, I'm like, oh, I like this dude. I ended up watching another video and I sent it to y'all. So my thing is like, y'all will sit there on your phone all day and scroll. Y'all will watch TV all day. Y'all will do everything all day. But when we on this type of time, everybody's down for the party, but who's down for the growth? Like, and that becomes the problem with me. Like,
it's like you know, people, you know, you get around a bunch of guys and they want to talk about women. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know, that's our sports, which ain't none of that, nothing wrong with that. But what I want to point out is, okay, Snoop Dogg still have his day ones around him. You know what I'm saying? And not saying they all in professions or whatever. I don't know what their background is, but Snoop Dogg is an icon figure around the world. Everybody knows Snoop Dogg. But like a lot of times with people like that's famous, who got money, who made it, sometimes they want some type of normacy, right? And they want to come back, you know what I'm saying, to the people that they started off with and make them feel normal in a sense. I see that with people who have high professions, jobs, like real high profession jobs, maybe a CEO industry, or you know what I'm saying, a doctor or a lawyer, you know, a lot of times, you know, they be around them type of people all the time, so the lingo be a little different. So they would rather be with common folks, you know what I'm saying, that where they can kind of let their hair down and be themselves, and not code switching all the, you know what I'm saying, around certain people, because you got to speak with a certain dialect, or you know what I'm saying, being around real smart people. So I guess it, you know, it all depends on where you at in your growth level, and where you at mentally, and where you know what I'm saying, and where you kind of want to be at, you know what I'm saying? If you like in the middle of me striving, going to the next level, like I wouldn't want, and I know I wouldn't want to be around that type of conversation all the time if it ain't productive or growing. You know, I wouldn't want to kind of be in that, like here and there. Like, say, for instance, I pull up at somebody's house
Right.
for about an hour or two, and then I'm dipping. You know what I'm saying?
Right, like, it's cool.
That ain't gonna get in my spirit.
Right, it's cool to shoot the breeze. Like, it's cool to shoot the breeze, like, because there's a time and a place for everything. I'm never on no level where, like, I can't. No. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go to the hood. Like, I'm gonna be in the hood. Like, that's what we're gonna do. But at certain points, like, y'all got to bring it up. Like,
you got to bring it up. Yeah,
you can't have to dumb it down all the time. Like, bro, when do our conversation switch? When do you bring it up? Like, so, like you said, there's and it's like one day we had this conversation in the group chat a while ago. For every friendship group, for every relationship, for every dynamic of who you deal with, there's a time and a place for that relationship, for that person.
right.
So I'm understanding that. So now I'm in the mindset of like networking more, like getting, and I have a bad problem with that. Like I'm not a person that really does networking well. I don't do small talk well. I don't do the, like, we get on the elevator, how's the air? Like, I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, I don't want, like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
Like, so that's part of growth. I'm trying to grow and actually become a better person and get around different environments, because I feel like a lot of times your environment and what you surround yourself with becomes like kind of like a hindrance to you. Because my mama boyfriend, Mr. Lee, used to always tell us this: show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Because only three things happen. Either you become more like me, I become more like you, or we separate. Like, there comes the growth gap. But like, I just been like on that type of time lately, man. Because it's draining pouring out to people, and it's just like, if I send you an hour-long video with some, like, dropping gems, you won't watch it. If I send you the podcast, you won't watch the podcast. You won't. But if we sit around talking about nonsense, bro, we could talk about nonsense for hours and hours at a time, bro.
No, keep going, man. I want to pull up this scripture, man, that I thought about.
Yeah, man. So like I said, like, and it's no beef, but like, if anybody ever examined themselves in the process of growth, they start to understand, like, you know what? A lot of times along the way, bro, it's like people just, like, y'all dynamic change. Like, and a lot of times you can't put your finger on, like, yo, what's the difference? And then I started realizing, like, yo, it's the growth gap. It's like I started moving a different way. They wasn't thinking about it. Like, they just so content with being where they are. Like, it just.
And so this scripture, Matthew 7:6, man, and I just read the amplified version of it. Do not give that which is holy to dogs, and do not throw your pearls before pigs, for they will trample them under their feet and turn and tear you to pieces. And sometimes when I feel like, you know, giving vital information to people that going to just trample over it and they ain't gonna use it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm saying? You keep doing that. I think eventually you'll get trampled to your feet. You'll get trampled. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you get in this turmoil with people, man. And honestly, I had to learn it the hard way. But I have learned that, you know what I'm saying, in order for me to give you something that, you know, for me to give you something vital, man, you know what I'm saying, some great information. Because a lot of times people really do want you to fix their problems with materialistic things. Mm-hmm. And you know, when you're giving people information, it's way greater than, you know what I'm saying, materialistic things, right, like money. Because now I'm giving you something that you can, a principle that you can apply for the rest of your life. That's and if I give you money, you gonna spend money easy and you ain't learn nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's just like when we posted that clip about the $300.
Yeah.
And if I teach you how to do better with your finances, like you said, they don't want the lesson about the finances.
They don't want the lesson.
They want the bread.
They want
like
the bread.
So, like, bro, like you said, bro, it get tough like that.
A quick fix, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, deep down inside, you know, with them individuals, you know, I could do small talk too, and I can do, you know what I'm saying, productive, being, you know what I'm saying, be around people that think productive, you know what I'm saying. I could be with either or because I come from a family where they shoot the breeze all the time, you know what I'm saying. So I know how to do that with the best of them, you know. But sometimes, like, when the conversation start going left, all the way left, you done lost me, man. I'd be like, well, hey, I'll catch y'all later.
Oh yeah, I'm good for that, Lord. Are we on that phone? Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you later. I ain't coming up with no excuse. I ain't got nothing else to say.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
just
let you know I ain't got
nothing
nothing else to say.
man. I don't think that. And another thing too, though, man. Boy, listen, it's something else that I want to say though, man. You really got to be careful with, you know, talking to people and stuff like that. Like, say for instance, you talking to somebody, right, and you mention something. You just mention something, and they take that information and spread it, and take it to somebody else. And now, you know what I'm saying, that person, that's why you just got to really be careful about who you talk. I think we talked about this one time, who you talk to about certain things, and because people will spread some rumors.
Yeah, man, like your discernment definitely has to be on point. And like that's like, even as I've been praying lately, like for my discernment to increase.
I got a question after you finish that too, though.
All right. I've been praying for my discernment to increase, and in that, I've been finding, like, bro, a lot of the people I deal with, I love them dearly, but they drain me, bro.
Yeah,
They drain me. Like, I need to sit in rooms sometimes where I'm not the person that's speaking, where I'm sitting in a room where I'm quiet, like I'm listening, I'm taking everything you saying in. Like, I don't want to be in the room all the time, and I'm humbly saying this, I don't want to be the sharpest tool in the shed sometimes. I want to sit down where I can be quiet and just like, yo, dude really speaking. Like, I can apply this to myself. And I'm not even talking about like business, profession, just growth as a person, as a human being, as a man, like spiritually, relationship-wise, any way that I can grow. I want to sit in rooms where I'm being fed. I don't want to have to be the one that always come in, daddy's home with the groceries. Nah, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, now I'm about to take a weird shift.
All right. All right.
And I'm just, it's weird, you know what I'm saying? But it's a conversation that I had earlier today. Now, I'm gonna just do story time, right? So, and I can't put nobody's name out here, but we know people, we know churches like this, right? Like, say for instance, somebody, no, I can't even use myself because people are anyway, I'm gonna say it like this. I can't use myself. But going to a church, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you go to a church and you hear some rumors about the pastor, maybe created, end up indulging in infidelity. Do you think? How you feel about it? Do you think the individual that just started the church, start going there, you think they should should shut it down with the individual that told them? B, you know what I'm saying, address the pastor maybe later on, or C, well, we'll get to the C later because I was going to say, do you think that pastor should sit himself down and, you know what I'm saying, how you feel about that, if all is true, if it's true, assuming that it's true.
Assuming that it's true.
Yeah, assuming that it's true.
So that's a big part of it, assuming.
Yeah, assuming that it's true.
If you don't have your proof, I don't think no assumption should be made. Also, to understanding, and I'm not condoning anything, but understanding, like, the mantle that the pastor has, I understand that is, in our eyes, is greater. Everybody makes mistakes. I want to put that out there. I'm not sitting in the seat of judgment because I might make a mistake and might need some grace one day. But I feel like the person should have that. If you're going to sit around somebody and sit up under somebody, you should have that conversation with them. Like, hey, man, this is what I'm hearing.
Right,
I'm not trying to start anything, but this is what I'm hearing. And I was thinking about, if I'm not a member, I was thinking about, coming to this church, but I kind of want to address this. I didn't want this to linger on, you know, like that. But I think you should address it.
And going back to, you know what I'm saying, we all know, ain't no man perfect, but we do also know that certain platforms have a higher esteem than any other platforms. And I want to say this because, our current president, you know what I'm saying, people keep connecting him to the Epstein files and all the, and allegedly that he was, I don't know how true it is because I didn't read all the Epstein files. But saying allegedly, I'm gonna use allegedly, saying that his name was, involved a lot of times in the Epstein files, and it connecting him to, what the word is, predatory,
child sex crimes, and all of that,
all of that other stuff. Now, knowing his position as a president, right? You know what I'm saying? That's a high prestige position. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't want the president of the United States to be representing us, and he got some of these things up under them. So I honestly feel that way about a platform with, you know what I'm saying, people like pastors who in certain positions, although they may be, you know what I'm saying, we know that they're human, but man, we definitely do not want to hear that. I don't know if you ever experienced church hurt before, like a level of church hurt, and people would say, well, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't ever trust, you know what I'm saying, man, anyway, I agree, you shouldn't, but being a babe in Christ, right, like, and you have, you know what I'm saying, this level of hunger, and, you know what I'm saying, and you up under someone, almost like, me being married, and my wife, my kids up under me, it's certain things that I do, and I relate that to, you know what I'm saying, marriage, because being a pastor and having a flock, I compare that to being married, but, you know what I'm saying, on a different level. If I do something, it gonna not only reflect me, but it gonna reflect my family, you know what I'm saying? And you gonna break some stuff, you know what I'm saying? Now, and there's a lot of, and some people don't recover from that church hurt, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I was thinking, I was like, I just think people just need to sit down and get themselves together, because if you don't address it openly, I say openly to your elders, like your leaders or whoever, if you don't address it, then you're doing it in secret, and anything you do in secret, it gonna come out again. You gonna do something else again because you thinking you didn't kind of got past that and you didn't learn your lesson. And so I think people just gotta go sit down. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so when you say church hurt, there's a few different ways that we could look at church hurt. My thing is, I'm cool with all that you said. Where I have a problem at is the esteem that we hold everybody else for. Where's the esteem for yourself? Most people don't hold themselves in the same esteem that they. How do I hold somebody else in a higher esteem than I hold myself? I don't have to answer to God for nothing that nobody do. And if I don't like what this person is doing, I don't have to go listen to a word at their church. They got to see God for that themselves. Most people that hold everybody else in esteem, I guarantee you, if we shine a light on what they do and their stuff, I guarantee you it's not straight. And I 100% agree. If you are a pastor and you're doing what you're doing, you should sit down. But I don't have nothing to say about that, because if you're doing something that I don't like, I don't have to go to your church. So you're going to have to deal with that with God. My thing with people is we are so judgmental when it comes to certain callings and certain things. But when it comes to self, God ain't through with me yet. God know my heart. Well, ain't nobody going to be through ain't nobody going to be through until the end, because the Bible says we sin daily. We need to ask for forgiveness every day. So if you don't hold yourself to that same esteem.
Not for infidelity, man.
No, see, but that's what the church like.
No.
Hold up, B. Hold on, I got to go on a tangent on this one.
Bro.
No, folk
That's
like to put,
different.
they like to categorize sin. The Bible says no sin shall inherit the kingdom. The same hell that preacher going to for infidelity is the same hell that somebody going to go to for lying. And what people like to do, they like to put homosexuality and sexual sins in the greater thing. The Bible says no sin shall inherit the kingdom. So that means we like to try to shine a light on, like I said, homosexuality and sexual immortality. Yeah. We love to highlight those sins. But what about that liar? What about that hater? They all going to the same hell. So we can't do that.
A liar going to hell?
The Bible says a liar shall not tarry in my sight. The Bible say that. The Bible, one of the 10 commandments, thou shalt not lie.
Yeah, thou shalt not lie. Yeah.
Satan is the father of lies. So so you going to heaven lying? You going to the same hell that pastor going to for infidelity. So people got this thing where they like to highlight certain sins. Oh, this a big sin, this a little sin. All sin is sin. I'm not excusing none of it.
Certain sin connected to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how my daddy say, if you lie, you'll steal.
Yeah, and
you steal, you'll kill.
Yeah, and so my thing, that be my whole thing with people. Like, for one, if you're look at self first, and everybody got enough stuff to work on with self that they ain't got enough. I ain't got to look at B. I got enough stuff to work on itself that I ain't never got to examine B. And if it comes out that B is doing something that I don't like, I don't have to go to B church. But what we need to stop doing is, oh, this sin is greater than this sin. No. And anybody could fact check me. They could go look in the word. The Bible said no sin.
Yeah, no sin.
So we really have to, and like I said, I'm not excusing nobody, because the Bible said the wages of sin is death. What you will be paid for your sin is death, and we're not talking about dying because everybody gonna die. We're talking about eternal separation from God. That's the real death, where He says, "Depart from me, I know you not." Mm-hmm. So that's the real death that we speaking on. So if we living in sin and we don't ask for forgiveness, we all going to the same hell, the same way we pointing at that pastor for doing what he doing. If you a member and you ain't got no title, and you doing whatever you do, y'all will be at the same hell.
Hey, but the way I feel about that is the reason why, you know, that really what you just said. I that's the reason why I feel like that. And you know, we talk about grace a whole lot, grace, everything else, and God grant us grace. Thank God for grace. You know what I'm saying? God grant everybody grace. Everybody grace is renewed daily. You know what I'm saying? But that right there is the reason why a lot of people don't go to church, man. I'm just being honest. Like, it is a bad representation of Christ, you know what I'm saying? And I understand that, you know what I'm saying, like the forgiving part, the grace part, and everything else, man. But everywhere you know what I'm saying, you look, you know, there's so much stuff going on. And I mean, although we shouldn't look at God, I mean, look at mankind and what they doing, or people say look at the man, look at the word behind the word, or look at God using the man, you know what I'm saying, the vessel part, you know what I'm saying? Don't look at the man itself, but look at the spirit that's speaking. And I get that because, you know, some people is anointed, you know what I'm saying? But the other part is the reason why most people ain't sticking around no church, and most time why people just say, man, people in church fake, man.
You know what's crazy about that? The same people that say that are the same people that wasn't gonna go to church anyway. A lot of times, bro, people look for a reason to not do the right thing anyway. If you gonna find a reason, bro, you gonna find a reason. That man, if he committed no sin in your eyesight, but he had a bad attitude, you would say, man, I can't. Church people fake. When everybody that, even Jesus' disciples that he had with him, walking with him, everybody had their thing. Everybody had something that they were battling, dealing with. Mm-hmm. Everybody. So the fact that you think that somebody's going to be perfect, and I'm not excusing nobody. If you don't want to go to a place because of what you say about that person or you feel to be true, do you, by all means. But we got to stop doing this stuff with preachers and people that we put on high esteem. Like, do you check yourself? I'm sure most people don't check themselves, and they love to say, oh, church people fake. You talk about people behind their back and still post that you one of the realest out. Like, if you looked in the mirror as much as you look at other people, you will always find, like, yo.
I think that's been called, like, somebody who preaching something they don't live by is a hypocrite.
Think about it. Most people that you talk to are hypocrites. And I'm not excusing it, but we got to get, like, yo, we got to get off this thing like preachers are above the regular things that a human would do, the temptation. Like,
they are called. Called. That's what they said. It was called to lead.
The Bible instructs all of us. There's a calling on all of us. A lot of people don't walk in their purpose. A lot of people, the Bible said, go into the highways and the hedges and compel men. Some of us can't compel men because of the lifestyle we live. So at the end of the day, we're supposed to be leader of men too, but we can't do it because of the lifestyle we live.
I'm just personally looking at consequences from doing the stuff that you can do, and for some people feel like they, they got away. My granddad always had this saying, people think they getting over, now they just getting by. And the thing is, I know I sinned. I did some things that I shouldn't have, and
we all have.
And personally, man, it messed my whole life up. You know what I'm saying? Like when I say mess my whole life up, there's so much stuff that I gotta do behind the scenes and stuff like that because of my selfish ways. You know what I'm saying? In which that stuff had got put out in the open, and I thank God that it got put out in the open. Because basically now I'm free and I can be completely honest with it and I ain't had to lie about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with me, you know what I'm saying, I feel like I'm free, and I ain't gotta hide what I had to hide, you know what I'm saying? And I would say this though, you know what I'm saying, it was infidelity. So I'm speaking on something that, you know what I'm saying, I have done and I wasn't proud of, you know what I'm saying? But before I got to that point, I sometimes you can say, God, forgive me, you know what I'm saying, for doing such and such, and then you end up doing it again. First of all, you end up was in your heart, so that's the reason why I was going back to, like, I just think, and you should have an accountability partner, someone that you can confide in and tell you certain things, like, hey, which I had all that too, but sometimes we be missing the warning signs, man. So when you get to the point where everything got blown out of proportion, guess what? You've been doing it for a long time and you ain't never stopped.
Right.
You know
most
what I'm
definitely.
saying? And by the time it come all the way out, you know what I'm saying? Now it then, God, I'm telling you, gossip spread faster than social media still to this day. You know what I'm saying? It still spread faster. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, once all that stuff kind of get out there, man, sometimes that's why I say certain things that get caught, that come out, and like if somebody lie, you know what I'm saying? Somebody lie, like it ain't on the same level of somebody. I mean, it's still the same thing in God's eyes, but in human eyes,
but that's
and
the
we
point,
ain't
B.
God. We ain't God, and we ain't judging like God, and we, you know what I'm saying, and we ain't doing that what God do. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I'm gonna put that on a higher scale, like for me now.
Right. And I respect that opinion. My thing is, like you just said, we're going to judge that on a higher scale. The Bible said, with the same measure that you judge, be expected to be judged the same way. That's my problem with most people. If you're going to judge it like that, that's cool. And I'm not talking about you. But if people are going to judge it like that.
Because I've been judged like that.
Right. That's cool.
So I'm just saying, I ain't no different. I've been judged on that level.
Most definitely. But most people, they don't hold themselves to the same judgment. And like you said, bro, when you are a pastor, I understand that calling is high. I understand that. But at the end of the day, bro, that man got to see God for himself. I can't speak. If I don't like what that person is doing, I don't have to attend. But you got to see God for yourself. I got to see God for myself.
Now he got blood on his hand because people out there in the streets, they ran away from God because of that man.
Man, a lot of times, bro, people look for the slightest inconvenience to leave church anyway.
I don't agree with that.
Church is the only place they get judged like that.
I don't agree with that.
Bro, your job can do whatever they want to do to you. Talk to you like a dog, whatever they want to do to you. And you know what you're going to do the next day? Show right up.
But they paying you, though. Like,
bro,
church ain't paying you.
At the end of the day, that's how most people think. I'm not saying that church is paying you, but they'll walk away from the whole religion. They'll walk away, and they won't think about God no more. Everybody's going to be paid. Everybody's going to have a payday. It's just we know our job is coming. Our payday is going to be every 2 weeks. For every action that you do, you're going to have a payday. So if you decide that you want to turn away from, because most people, when they turn away from a church, a building, a pastor, an organization, they turn away from the whole faith. Most people do that. I'm not saying all people. So when you do that, you're going to be paid. It's just you're not going to be paid at that moment. So that's why your job can talk to you any way they want, and you're going to show up the next day. And I'm not talking about infidelity here. I'm just saying
just overall.
For this thing right here, if a pastor gets too emotional, people will be like, "Oh, I want to leave. I'm done with church." Why this person can't have like Why they can't have their moment? Because if your job got emotional with you and they said something crazy to you, man, I can't afford to leave this job. You're going back the next day. And so that's why I'm so passionate when it comes to preaching, brother, because I understand, like, and I'm not, like, again, I'm not excusing that, but I understand in the eyesight of the people, they can do no wrong. And like you said, we're not judging like God. But my thing is, are you judging yourself the same way you are judging others? And if you can honestly say, I'm judging myself the same way I'm judging others, then you stand in righteous judgment. But if you let yourself off the hook, don't hold nobody else to no standard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and most people
that.
don't hold themselves to the same standard that they will hold somebody else for. Hold somebody else too. So that's all I'm saying. Because the Bible says, with the same measure that you judge, you shall be judged also. So if you ain't got no grace in your heart, and then, like I said, when most folks leave a church or they leave a person or organization, they depart from the whole faith. But the Bible talks about that too. In the last day, many shall depart from the faith. Folks be having an itching ear. That's why it's so hard to do church now, because people want you to tell them something that's going to make them feel good. When you're sinning, brother, wages of sin is still death. You still going to be paid for that. You still going to hell. That's me. That's anybody else. So just to think, like, because of your calling, and like my pastor told us today, as a pastor, now I'm going to get on the pastors. As a pastor, there's a special type of punishment that a pastor's going to face for leading people astray, for having blood on their hand. They get a different payday. So everybody's going to get their payday, but just put that mirror in front of yourself and make sure the same way that you worried about that man payday, you worrying about yours. Because everybody must bear their own cross. Don't get caught looking at the little thorn in their eye when you got I think they say like a branch or a beam in your eye. If I focus on Kanye and get this stuff together with Kanye, I ain't got to worry about what B doing, because B got to answer for his own soul salvation. And if I don't like what B is doing, I don't have to have no parts in it. I don't have to talk junk about you. But in the last part that I'm going to say to this, how many of
You'll
those
be disappointed, though.
I'd be disappointed.
You'll be disappointed.
That's real. You will be disappointed. But how many of those same people pray for these people? Like,
it's hard to pray for somebody that disappoints you.
It is, but that's, again, here we are. We sitting here judging. But the thing is, it's hard to pray for somebody that disappoints you.
Is it wrong to judge?
Righteous judgment is not wrong. If you like righteous judgment, if like you say, if you say that you're a believer and you're doing this, that's righteous judgment.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why if you confront that person or if you leave that person, that's okay. My thing is, you, like you just said, it's hard to pray for somebody when they wrong or whatever you, however you put it, that disappoint you. The Bible say, love your enemies as you love yourself. So just by that matter right there, if it's hard for me to pray for somebody because they disappointed me, and the Bible instructed me to love my enemies as I love myself, that means I ain't got time to be looking at you, because I'm not to that level where I can do that yet. So that shows you right there. Well, wait, Kanye got some stuff he need to work on.
Yeah,
I can't focus on B.
You got to work on that, man. Well, just, you know, that was something I was just really thinking about, man, because a lot of times I always, you know, you ever went to these what I'm gonna say, this not consecrating services, but
the convocations,
like, you know, seeing spirits fleeing somebody. You know,
yeah. I've been.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna lie. I forgot what you call them type of services, man. But I done went to a few. You know what I'm saying? Growing up. And boy, that's just scary though. But one of the things I do realize, I ain't gonna lie, like some horror movies type stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I do realize, man, as the older I got, that, and my grandma used to, stuff like that used to be going on in church. She said, hey, say Jesus.
Yeah, that's what we used to have to do, bro. I'm telling you. You used to have to call the name of Jesus 24 over and over.
I didn't know it was working, but boy, listen, I in my heart of heart, I knew that it was working. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I still believe that. I still call on the name of Jesus though. But one thing I learned as I got older though, man, when you do stuff like that do happen, right? You know what I'm saying? And that spirit flee the individual body. You know what I'm saying? Like that spirit always, and I'm gonna say this, and you gave yourself to Christ, got prayed over and everything else, right? And you feeling good. I know a lot of times people be in the high of that feeling. I think we kind of talked about it one time before, but rest assured that same spirit that flee your body, they gonna go around roaming but it also gonna come back, knock on the door, and see if you gonna let them back in. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you know, with everybody, most people that fall short, they have that door crack open a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Then that spirit, bring that spirit in, it bring way more spirits in. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, the devil is very cunning, for one. You know what I'm saying? He used all types of situations, circumstances, things ain't going right in your married life. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as with me, you know, and sometimes a small conversation lead to a relationship, you know what I'm saying? And these are the schemes. Now, I'm not blaming the individual, you know what I'm saying, for it, but because they always point back to me. But sometimes we miss the, you know, the tactics of the enemy when he moving and he doing things, you know what I'm saying? And another thing is too, though, like I had want to mention about the devil working legality and God work with covenant, you know what I'm saying? And so legality is that things that you doing that, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna say sexual morality, sexual immorality, you know what I'm saying, fornication, lies, all the things, he used that. So what I was reading, the devil, you know what I'm saying, now you done got him, he got you in a place where he can kind of attack you in ways where, you know what I'm saying, that where you thought God can protect you at, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, he can, but God can't really intervene because you playing on the devil playing field. You doing all the things that let him do all the things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how you know what I'm saying? God, of course, once you call his name and then kind of move, you know what I'm saying, and get yourself back in position with God is something totally different. I don't know why we got in this conversation, but I was just really thinking about like how the devil come in and start, you know, attacking God's people is because, you know what I'm saying, we open that door up, you know what I'm saying? Now we playing on his playing field, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it do go kind of deep, and you can kind of tell by people's lifestyles and everything they, you know what I'm saying, that they do. But I'm very watchful. I'm very careful now at this point in stage in my life, man. I'm very watchful. I understand the devil tactics. I understand. I thank God for the Holy Spirit who live and dwell within me that bring everything to knowledge, when especially when I'm doing wrong, because sometimes naturally in my natural being, I'm not paying attention to a whole lot of stuff. And I, you know what I'm saying, and I'm just doing stuff. I'm activating like alcohol. Sometimes, you know, getting in an environment with alcohol and everything else, it bring a lot of stuff out of you. You know what I'm saying? Things that you thought that was dead and is back in the back of you, it comes all the way back up. So it's like the enemy really be using people. He gonna use whoever and however he want to get you back, put you back into that position
right
where you once was, man. And that's why I go back to like, you know, like the pastor part. You know what I'm saying? You know, they teach us all this stuff. How you fall back to that again?
Man, listen, bro, I'm gonna put it like this. That part I don't know, man, but I'll say this. Even Jesus was tempted by Satan.
It didn't say how many times he was tempted, though.
No, it didn't say how many times, but, bro, as long as you shall live, there's going to be temptations. Bro, the one thing that we always have to do, because the heart of a man is wicked. Like, the heart of a man is wicked. It's easy. You don't have to tell it. You don't have to teach a child how to lie. Yeah,
you're right.
You don't have to teach bad habits. You don't have to teach bad stuff. What we have to do is, the fight that we have is to do good. That's the hardest fight we got, to do good.
Yeah.
So everybody have their weak moments, and I'm not pacifying nothing, because at some point we'll all need grace. But if Jesus was tempted, the only thing that keeps us is the grace and mercy for us to try to be strong in the Lord. Like, because, bro, that's life. And we always think temptation is women. That's not the only temptation.
Drugs.
Right. There's temptation, drugs, like to cut it, to get money, a shiesty way to, like,
stealing. Yeah.
Right. So we're not making this all about a woman or a man thing, but, like, we just got to try, bro. The Bible said, I'm pressing toward the mark of the higher calling. We always got to be pressing, bro. We always got to be trying, bro, because like he said, Satan is like a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. And if you ever watch a lion, they're very cunning, just like you said. You don't see it a lot of times, and you don't even notice it until it's up on you. So, man, be vigilant, be watchful, man. The Bible say watch as well as pray. So when we out, bro, we just got to be watchful and mindful and try to be more intentional about the things we do, the things we say, and the way that we just our whole being. We got to be more watchful. The Bible say watch as well as pray. A lot of people doing the praying. They doing praying. They praying good, but they're not watching. They're not looking at the attacks of the enemy. They're not looking at the tricks of the enemy. So, man, we just got to be more vigilant and more mindful about that.
I agree 1,000% on that, man. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know how we got here, but I love it though. You know what I'm saying?
It needed to be said.
I kind of love the. Oh, go ahead. Oh, 5 minutes. Oh, okay. Dang. Well, I mean, I don't know where to. I don't know where to go for this point, man. But I just know that was pretty. That was pretty fire, man. There's some other stuff too. I want to speak on. But I don't think we gonna have the time to really jump and pounce on it.
All right, quick question for you then.
Yeah.
This ain't got nothing to do with what we done talked about today. Bam. You respect the 83? You respect the 83?
Everybody keep talking about it, man. And 83 is 83. And no matter how he got it, 83 is 83. You can't get 83 playing against, you know what I'm saying, high school kids or junior high kids.
Yeah.
That's a lot of shooting, free throws. Now he did have about 40% free throws now.
But they said that I didn't watch the game, but they said at the end of the game, the other team
That's a lot of free throws.
That 40-something free throws in one game for one person is crazy.
That is crazy.
There are teams that don't shoot 40-something free throws. So for one person to shoot
all together,
for one person to shoot 40-something free throws, my thing is this. And I know it was a lot of hate coming his way, like low key slick shots and low key hate. If I'm the Wizards, if I don't want you to score 83, you're not scoring 80-something points. If I know in the first quarter you got 30, he having one of them nights, I don't care what I got to do. Bro, you won't see 60 points.
I think he had 30-something points in free throws. And then he had...
It don't matter how you got them, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It don't matter. But that's still a lot, though. Just and then when free throws don't even count to your field goal percentage.
Dude,
I mean, he still shot pretty high.
I ain't gonna lie.
Efficient.
This is gonna sound real bad what I'm about to say. I might try to hurt you, bro.
Talking about like for United to get 8?
Yeah, I might try to hurt you, dog. Like, I don't want you to... Like, bro, it's so many people
that probably was, though. That's why he probably got like 40-something free throws.
Because they said at the end of the game, they started triple teaming him. Like, bro, I'm not... Like, yo, it's so many people that don't mind being on the wrong side of history. Do you not know in 10 to 15 years from now, when somebody's sitting down on the podcast talking about this, it's going to be... I was in that game that he... Bro, that's not a badge of honor to sit up there and say, I was in the game where a man made history. Bro, no, I'm not going for that, dog.
Now he got to do a commercial.
Yeah,
like how Kobe did a commercial.
I feel like he should, bro, because 83, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I never thought I'd see, like, bro, we done lived through two games like that.
Yeah.
Bro, Kobe, and then to see Bam do it, bro. We in a heck of a decade. We in a heck of a time period.
Hey, somebody locally has scored 96 points at a adult league game.
Man, come on, bro. Adult league. Like,
I'm
I gotta respect it, though. I gotta respect it.
He shot 21 threes, bro. Well, he made 21 threes.
Yeah, I gotta respect it, bro. 90-something points in the game.
Points by itself, right there.
How long they play?
20 40 minutes.
So did anybody else on the team shoot?
No, man, they were just feeding him the ball, man.
Well, when your team know you got it going like that, bro, I got to respect
that. Boy had shot 21 threes. I just had really, I guess, a little mini shout out. Now, that right there, I wouldn't want to be on the other team and be like, yeah, I was in that game. He's going
I'm not going to be on that other team saying that.
Bro, y'all trash.
Yeah, you're not doing that to me, bro.
Man, you so trash, man. Like, I used to go 96 points.
Yeah, like, bro.
83 points still a big deal.
It's a big deal. Like, and shout out to Bam. I know he don't know us. When
they say Bam real good like that. Huh? They say Bam good.
Oh, nah, yeah.
Like, he just changed up his playing style for, for the team. For the team.
Man, I seen Michael Beasley be like, yo, y'all don't really know how good Bam is.
Yeah, I seen when he said that.
He's a guard stuck in that big body that he got, bro.
He said that Don Haslam, that was
Haslam and Mike Miller.
Yeah, and he like, bro, like, we was on the same team with Bam. We know how good Bam is.
Right, like, yeah. Like, nigga, how you gonna tell us? And we seen this man the same
we
time.
seen him.
Like, bro, we seen him longer than you. You ain't even be on you wasn't even on our team a long time.
He wasn't.
He said Bam the only one that beat him one-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah.
Oh, boy, they say Michael Beasley used to be nasty, though.
Yeah,
They say he was nasty.
He doing all that carrying.
Yeah, them boys
Carry.
carry a lot.
Anyway.
Listen, man. Y'all, we want y'all to start telling us what y'all want to hear, man. Send us suggestions. And that's all I got to say, man. Send us some suggestions, man. Tune in, tap in with us, bro.
All right, we going to, how my man said, we're going to catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir.